Why do I have to read this? Goodwill, blech. Fine, whatever. I will read this poor drivel. Saint Nicholas. All right. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house — they can't afford houses — not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. All right. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that Saint Nicholas soon would be there, probably to put them out of their misery. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. Of course, things they can't afford, or dare I say have heard of. Wiggles, fetch the sugar plums! And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains — peasants have brains — for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. No paw has any of these windows, shutters, or sashes except for clothes. Who wrote this? The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. Neato. When what to my wondering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. The hell is he? Weirdest adventurer I've ever seen. How do you feed them all? With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment he must be Saint Nick. Yes. He's going to butcher the poor to pay for the reindeer. I see how this goes. This is going to be a bloody story. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Where he's named the goddamn reindeer? Sweet God, who gives a shit? Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, gay on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. Blitzen's the cool one. I bet he eats fast. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, to the sweat drop down these balls. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. Oh, God, there's so much here. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. What are they doing? I don't understand. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew. Oh, you see, you could have just said it was the casted fly on the reindeer. So they flew with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof that is going to be tearing apart your children. Merry Christmas. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound, hippity-hop. He was dressed all in fur. That doesn't get blood out of anything. From his head to his foot. And his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot in the blood of the pores before them. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back to kill your children with, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. So he's a rich man who looks poor and murderous. How wonderful. His eyes, how they twinkled. Ugh. His dimples, how merry. Who writes this about men? His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. Well, at least he's drunk. His droll little mouth, was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. He's an old shit. The stump of a pipe he held in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. You know, I find it terrible that a fat man should be reading about another fat man giving, it seems, free toys to the peasantry. I'd rather be dead. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf. I've met several elves in my time, and none of them weigh more than half a stone. And I laughed when I saw him, and a fat-ass elf, too, in spite of myself, 'cause, of course, look at him, fatty. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. Of course, I'm the adult, and I could, blam him to death. Fuck him. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. So he picked his nose, and up he went. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down of a thistle. All right. But I heard him exclaim, he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Oh, I see, it's a message of hope that this fat man will sate his bloodlust before he gets to your house. I understand. And then frames you with all of his toys for the other murders. That's the best you can hope for, I suppose. Have a very pleasant Christmas. Wiggles! Fetch the holiday man plate.